Hey guys, what it is your girl Cadillac. Yes, I'm Cadillac Dixon. I'm the drama life prison wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice. Hoping, because you got to hold your breath for justice. To see justice before all fades to black. Yes, his your girl Cadillac. Anyways, guys, I'm coming through today, April the 27th, 2025. Yes. Um, my grandson makes 10 months today already. He's such a big, healthy boy. But anyways, coming through. Yesterday I did visit my husband. Just I haven't brought many updates about visiting or whatever, but what was crazy is okay, so when I drive, he's about 30 minutes away. Well, that's on the highway. He's really about an hour and something away, but I jump on that highway. Girl. And them toes be whooping my behind. But once I get off the little highway and you get on the premises for the facility where my husband is housed, okay, before you drive up, like you cross these railroad tracks, and then there's the sign that says Department of Corrections. It has the facility name. As you're driving, it has those little plant things, like you remember from The Simpsons where the Burns, Mr. Burns, and I believe Homer worked there, right? At the little plant. It has one of those plants like off to the background of the prison facility or whatever. And it made me wonder, like, you remember in The Simpsons where they had the little three-eyed fish and the weird stuff from all the chemicals or whatever. I wonder, does that have any effect there at the facility or whatever? But anyways, so once you cross the little threshold to the facility, you pass the first sign that says no recording, no nothing, or whatever, and you immediately start seeing like drains, water drains. Okay, and then you drive up a little bit around a curve, and on either side of the road, so the road is a one lane two-way highway. So one lane going this way, one lane going out of the facility. And really close up on the side of the road is water. Now, the water looks to be kind of shallow. To me, it doesn't look like a deep, big lake. Like, there's one part that I go to that I know gators over there. I've seen them. I be seeing them people sitting down there by the lake, but it's a hill. It's a grass hill, and then at the bottom is a lake, and you could tell that lake is big. Now, the way this looks, it's so shallow, and it's almost like level to the road. Well, it seems to be shallow. Girl, I'm riding and I'm flying too, because I'm about to get caught in count. Y'all already know, do not get caught in count when you're going to see your loved one, because you really might be visiting your darn self. So I was so tired, so tired. I'm getting off track a little bit, but Cadillac gonna get right back on track. I was so tired because I worked the night before visitation. That's what makes it so hard. And I close. So it's most times I don't get home before midnight. And then when you get off that late, you're not really ready to go straight to sleep. So you do whatever. And I had seen that one of my videos on TikTok started gaining momentum, right? And I'll talk about that in the next video. But it was so weird because y'all know I don't get views like that. I couldn't even beg you, pay you. I couldn't nothing. I couldn't entice you. I couldn't give you a piece of cake. I couldn't say, oh, I'll draw you a pretty picture if you like my video, watch my. I can't do nothing to get views. So my surprise every time I open this, and then this video that I uploaded was ugly. That was the day that my contact had been like really, really, I could barely hold my contact in my eye. I've been having problems with my eyes ever since I was released from the hospital. We still have not found out 100% what the new issue with my eye, but I am legally blind and I can only see through hard contacts. But now my eye is so sensitive that I can't even put the contact in my eye. It hurts so bad. But in order to drive, in order to work, in order to live, I have to wear the contacts. So I'd be going through a lot of pain. So that day when I was trying to record a video quickly before going out to work, I had to pop the contact in and it was completely making my eye run. It was making my nose run. It was crazy. So I was going through the most, but I still wanted to get out um, what I had to say. I don't come through. In my past, I'm able to clean up. I'm not ugly. Like, I'm able to clean up and look cute, especially like when I would go to Vizzo. I was able to look a little model or whatever. But in my later years, that has not been the forefront. I don't come on this channel to show you my beautiful hair or my beautiful face, even tone, my beat face, my bow eyelashes, my perfectly trimmed eyebrows, my immaculate lip gloss. I'm not here for that. My new outfit that I got from blah 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 blah, and you can get it through the link in the description, girl. That's not me. I ain't got time for that. I'm fighting this injustice. I'm fighting disabilities and I'm fighting to pay I'm in inflation, girl. So I ain't got time for all of that. So I come as I am. And the people that are here, you accept me. So when that video growing and I started seeing more and more comments on it, it took me aback. So when I got home, I don't know, because I was like going back and forth on. So I stayed up to 4 a.m. I was, and my daughter, she gets up at 6 and she was going to drop my grandson off. She came to tell me that my granddaughter, she's staying with you. So I was so incredibly tired, could not even hardly pull my bed. 2 hours. So I just went to sleep at 4, get up at 6 to get the granddaughter and say bye to my grandson and my daughter. And by 8:30, Marcello's calling, are you coming to visitation? So I really ain't getting no sleep that day. And I was like, yeah, I'm coming. Just give me a minute. I gotta get up. Just give me a minute. So he's like, okay, I'll call back at like 9 something. So he calls back on spot at 9 and yo, I ain't even moved. Cause I gotta get up in sections. Literally, I can't just jump up out that bed. They had a poem about where I would get up out the bed like the floor hot lava, and I'd jump back in that bed, just pray and meditate, and usually sleep meditating. Um, so it took a minute. I couldn't even get up. So I was like, I'll just come tomorrow, and then I'm like, never mind. I'll just. Hey, I'm getting up now. So I rushed, shower. Um, I ended up bringing granddaughter and the but their great grandmother, which is Marcello's mom, was able to have ready for princess, and he already had the grandson. So that was a saving grace. So that didn't take too much time. It was just me getting in the shower and getting myself down to visitation. So they count at 12. I got out the house by 11, so I'm pushing it close. I didn't get up at 9, so I think I really got up about 10. I had 1 hour to get ready. Being newly diabetic, I cannot just jump up and run my body off. I have to check sugar. I had to check my sugar. My sugar is somewhat okay. I have to take the insulin if it's in that range where if I eat it might skyrocket, then I gotta take the insulin. So I gotta put myself. I can't jump go anymore. So I do all of that and run out the door. She at 11, I made it to the great grandmother's house. Was it 11? It might have been 10:50. And then she got Princess ready really quickly, and we jump back in the car, get on the highway. It's a 30-minute, 35-minute really drive on the highway, right? So I'm driving as fast as I can on the highway, trying to get there. By the time it was 11, or it might have been like 11:04. So I'm like, dude, we're gonna get there at like 11:35 to 11:40 ish. That's too close. Too close for comfort. That is way too close. Because if there's anybody that is at the window already, or if there's a line, they've been really good now about moving the line, which I need to do a video about that, because they have been this when they switched over administration, they have been excellent about moving. Well, that just went. My phone just overheated and stopped in the middle of this. Okay, so I just had to hold it up to the air conditioner. This is so crazy. Okay, so anyways, what I was saying is rarely any line out front, but just to set the stage of why I'm flying down this little curve highway, because I'm trying to hurry up and get in, because if anybody else is at the window, if there's a new visitor, which always takes really long to process new visitors, if anything, he's going to get caught and count, and it's going to be an hour to usually. The way the universe works is when your loved one gets caught and count, what will happen is they will have to recount and then do a master recount. Like, it would be the most. So it won't be just, okay, when count clears, my loved one will be down there. No, they'll be like, it'll be a 40 minutes, and then you'll think that count should be clear by now, and they'll be like, oh, recall, we're gonna have to count again, we have to recount. And you'll be like, are you kidding me? So it's not until that recalled count clears that, your loved one might be coming down. So it could be two, and it's so late in the evening, and visitation still ends at 3. So you won't have much of a visitation. So I'm trying to hurry up, and I passed this little water where it's water on both sides, and it's just a thin road, one way this way, one way that way. And I seen this crane. It's a tall bird just standing in the street. So I'm like, okay, so I don't want to hit the tall bird. I don't know what he's doing, but you need to move, sir, because I'm trying to get on. I'm about to be caught and count. So I go on to the oncoming traffic side to try to go around, and I see what I thought was a tire tread in the road. Well, that tire tread started moving like this. Like, oh my gosh, it was a freaking gator. It was a gator. He got about the street, and as soon as he seen my car coming, he lifted up and just waddled his way back to the water. I'm like, oh my goodness. Crazy. And he wasn't no big gator like that. But girl, where there's a small gator, there's a big gator. Where there's a baby, there's a mama. And there's a baby mama. Girl. So we went on in. I'm like, and I don't know how. So after you pass that part, they had like these look like duplexes that I believe the guards and the people that work at the facilities stay there, because that's kind of weird having that land, that complex on property, but I think it's for them. So you see them walking back and forth, and then it's like it's 2 other facilities, so they'll walk back and forth. And I'm like, me and Money always said, I don't know how they be walking past these lakes and stuff like that. There could be gators. And me and Money always had that dispute. I was like, I don't know, I think it's a little too shallow for gators. And she's like, no, any water you got to treat as though a gator could be in it. Just like Lake Eola. When we go down to Lake Eola, that's a man-made lake. So I'm like, I don't think gators would be there. And she like, Marcella was saying, yeah, there could be gators there because any body of water, they'll go get into that water. Even a facility that Marcello used to be in, Lake Correctional. Um, why they called it lake is because there was a lake in the middle of the correctional institution. And there was a big lake out front, which I had to walk past that big lake one time because my car broke down at visitation. That is always a worrisome thing. You hope your car start because you want to get off people premises once visitation is over. Um, but the big lake, the gators would come from the lake in the front, and they go through the drain, and they could end up to the lake in the middle of the facility. And Marcello said he done even seen them climbing the gates. Them gators, they big old tails climbing them gates. So yeah, that kind of freaked me out, and it was like, I remember one time too seeing a gator going to visitation. This was when Marcello was way up the road, and he was walking down the exit ramp. So he was finna walk his tail up on at the gas station because the station was like right there as soon as you come down the exit ramp. And I'm, oh my gosh, hopefully them folks be all right. But yeah, it's crazy. But we are in Florida, right? Florida Gators. All right, guys. So that was just a quick story time about that. That kind of tripped me out that I seen a gator crossing the road, right? Um, oh, I did make it. They were saying that he wasn't gonna make it. He was caught in count because they called his old dorm and he had just switched dorms and they didn't know, so he's not gonna make it. So as soon as I get in, I'm just preparing myself because he did get caught in count the week before. But it literally, I was expecting it to be the most and it wasn't. So when you expect the most, it's not gonna be the most. When I expect the most, it's gonna be the most. And he came down within like 35 minutes. So even though he got caught in count, it wasn't too bad. So that's what I was expecting. But the count had started, and after count cleared, he came on over, and I was like, "You made it?" And he's like, "Yeah, they had rushed me down here." So I was so surprised that he made it, which gave us a little bit more time to visit. At that point, it was like 12:15 to 12:20, and we had until the 3 o'clock hour. That made me kind of nervous seeing that gator because I'm like, how close could they walk up to the facility? Because it is a little ways from that. But no, there's also a little lake on the other side of the parking lot that we never noticed until we drove to the back of the parking lot. So I would hate to come out of visitation and I have my grandson in his carrier, I have my granddaughter, and there is some freaking gator. I would be so, I wouldn't even know what to do. Ugh. But anyways, that's all for now. I do have another video I am going to record now about the video that is getting so much traction, which I really don't understand. It's a case that is big in the media, but I am covering it through the lenses of law. I'm not covering it through my feelings, my thoughts, my emotions. That's not how I'm covering the case. I'm covering it impartially, straight down the middle. Not even, it's like using the case as an, but focusing on the law aspects of the case. That's how I cover cases. But I'm getting a lot of backlash from just covering it the way I'm covering it. All right, guys, but that's how people are. They hear what they want to hear. They say what they want to say, do what they want to do, live how they want to do, hear how they want to hear. Girl. But anyways, his Cadillac.